Okay, shalom, shalom, yasharallah. Now, I really apologize for having this so late. But if you're an early riser, it's good for you because you're getting it early from yesterday. All right. All praise to Yahweh. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh, our power. Yahweh is one. Shema Yashallah, Yahweh Alahayanawa, Yahweh Akkad. So the next new moon is going to be February 3rd sunset to February 4th sunset, and the next Passover is going to be April 18th sunset to April 19th at sunset, dark to dark. The first day of Passover Feast of Unleavened Bread, and the last day of Passover Feast of Unleavened Bread will be April 24th to April 25th, darkness to darkness, sunset to sunset. All right. So this is the third day Aliyah of Parashah Yitro, which is Exodus chapter 18, verse 24 through 27. All right? 24 through 27. Okay? So we're dealing with leadership, and we're dealing with structure. We're dealing with captains, we're dealing with heads, and we're dealing with order over the children, over the nation of Yasharallah. Leaders, rulers, and heads over the people. There's nothing wrong with a man being under another man if that man is righteous and abiding by the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh in order to help and guide the other brothers and sisters that are under him. Everything has this order and structure in the universe and on the earth. And the structure of Yahweh, all right, is all about order. Everything is about order. In any element of society, there's order. Whether you're talking about water or whether you're talking about sand and rocks. Okay? Everything is order and structure. So Yahweh created the governments of Yasharallah through his Torah to give us order and structure. He wants things done a certain kind of way, and he wants us to know these ways and to live these ways and to share these ways with everybody. So now Moses' father-in-law gave him the blueprint to how to set up our government system in the wilderness. All right. So Moses is now, Masha is now in the process of of setting that system up. So he had to teach the people the laws, teach them the statutes of Yahweh, because he understood statutes and laws of Yahweh already. He already understood these things, but now these things are getting codified. They're getting codified, all right? Because he couldn't deal with the issues of the people and stem the laws of Yahweh if he didn't have the laws of Yahweh in his spirit, in his brain. Some kind of way it was conveyed to him. Maybe not just him, maybe his brother and his sister, and some of the elders also, or he could have learned a lot of it from his father-in-law, Yitro, all right? Or Yitharwa. He could have learned a lot from his father-in-law. Remember, his father-in-law was a priest of Midian, and he was a descendant of Abraham, so he was a Hebrew. So he understood the laws and the commandments of Yahweh as Abraham walked in them, okay? Now, you have, the Midianites or Arabs, Ishmaelites today, they have turned away from Abraham and the prophets that came from Abraham, and they have turned into, mainly a lot of them are following Islam or Al-Islam. But that's not what we're supposed to be following. We're supposed to be following the Torah of Yahweh. So in Exodus 18 and 24, it starts off by telling us that Wayashemad Masha la Chowal, to the voice Khatanwa, father-in-law. Wa Ya'aish, and he did. Kal all Ashara, that Amar, all that he said. All right. So he listened to his father-in-law. He obeyed his father-in-law. He did everything his father-in-law said. So it's going to tell you what he did exactly. Okay. So it says, Moses chose men of substance out of all Yasharallah and appointed them as heads of the people, leaders of thousands, leaders of hundreds, leaders of 50, and leaders of, okay. It says, Wayakad Masha Anash Khayal Makal Yasharallah Wa Yathan Dam Ra'ashyam Ayl Ha'im Sharia Alapyam Sharia Ma'awat Sharia Khamasham Wa Sharia Isharat or Isharat. All right. And chose, okay, it's chose Bakar, like the firstborn. All right. Wayabakar Masha, and chose Moses. Anashia, he chose men. Khayal, this word here, Khayal, means so many different words. It means virtuous. It could mean virtuous. It could mean soldier. These three letters mean different things. Virtuous, soldier, they translated to substance right here. Okay. They said, oh, it means substance right there. Khayal, Makal, it said from all Yasharallah, from all of the pool of the people of Yasharallah. It says, Wayatan, and Moses gave a thumb, he gave them. Okay? Ra'ash Yam, heads. So he made them to be heads. Il or Ail means over, like we see over here. Appointed them as heads of the people. Over here, it says the Ashwan Ail, over, upon, Ha'aim, the people. Then it tells you Sharia, which is a ruler, a prince, a captain, a leader. Alapium, leader of 1,000. So he's over 1,000 men. All right. Ra'asha Ma'awath, a leader or a head or a prince over 100 men. Okay. Then it says Sharia Kamasham, leader of fives, which means 50s. Right, 50s. Wa Sharia Ishrath, and leaders, heads, or princes of 10. So all these leaders is going to show you exactly what their job was, right? And they would judge the people at all times. The difficult cases they would bring to Masha, but any minor case they themselves would judge. So it says, Wa Shapatwa Ath Ha'im Bakal Aith Ath Hadabar Hakwasha Yabaya Awan al Masha Wakal Hadabar Hakwatan Yashawapatwa Ham. They themselves would judge. All right. Washapatwa, and they judge. All right. They judge Ath Ha'ain. They judge toward to the people Bakal Aith at all times. At all times. So this is something supposed to be set up. These types of judges that we had. See the word right here? Shapat. We're supposed to have judges set up all times. All right. They judge the people. It says Hadabar Hakwasha. All right. He says Hakwasha. Hadabar Hakwasha. Yabaya Awan al Masha. So hard, difficult, okay, Kwasha. They would bring to Moses Masha, Wakal and all Hadabar matters HaKotan, matters small, Kotan. Okay? Ya Shapawat Wa Ham, they themselves would judge. So any big issue, they brought to Mashah. Smaller issues that weren't big issues, they judged themselves. They didn't bring it to Mashah. And then we see, once we go into Deuteronomy, for example, we see that now the judgment lays upon the local system, all right, within the gates. And then after the gates, it only went to, Jerusalem to get judged when you had a false witness, somebody saying somebody was lying, and the judges locally could not figure it out. It didn't just jump up to Jerusalem because the man was on a council, or because the man was the elder, or because the man was a shard, one of these other captains of 10. It didn't just jump up to the council at Jerusalem. It had to work its way up there. And you see the conditions, the prerequisites for working a case like that inside of the Torah. Okay, you can look in Deuteronomy chapter 19. It goes into it a lot also. All right. Moses saw his father-in-law off, and he went away to his land. So it says, Wa Yashalak Masha, Moses sent Ath Chatanwa, his father-in-law, Wayalak, and he walked Lawa, he walked to him, all right, Al Aratizawa. He walked with him to his way. So notice right here, this is Al, which means to. And now you have the other word up here, Il or Il, which means upon. Okay? Which means upon or over. Over. So you have over, which is Il, and then you have to, like direction going towards something. All right? And that's going to be Al. So in these 4 seemingly simple verses is a lifetime of knowledge and a lifetime of aspiration, because these men had to constantly be educating themselves and improving their walk in the Torah, in the presence of Yahweh and the other men that were a part of their communities. So these captains of 10, 50s, 100s, thousands, they were held accountable from the bottom up and from the top down. The bottom up and from up to the bottom. They were held accountable. And their main job, once again, we need to street teach. We need to go to the universities and colleges. We need to be on social media. We need to be doing all those things. But their primary job was not any of those things. Their primary job was to what? Was to judge people at all times. Right? Washapatwa al-ha'im bachal aith. At all times to judge the people. Meaning to distinguish between right and wrong. To distinguish between, Torah and opinion. To distinguish between if somebody needs to pay something or somebody needs to get paid something. So their job was to make all of these types of distinctions and teach the people the proper judgments of the laws of Yahweh. That's their job. So when we get into the land of Yasharallah, we still have these types of things set up, but now we have judges and officers inside of every city. We have judges and officers inside of every city. All right, every city, and then the little subsidiaries around it, like little villages and towns, whatnot, they were pertaining to the city that was closest to them. All right, so we set everything up. And then in Jerusalem, you had the high court. Okay. You had the Beit Din Hagadol, or Bayat Dayan Hagadal, Hagadwal. the great house of judgment. All right. So then also called the Sanhedrin, from the Greek aspect, Greek language. So what happened was that they were the ones that were in charge of these capital or major cases that could not be handled on a local level. All right. They could not be handled on a local level. So what we have to understand is that this system was a permanent blueprint for when our people are gathering back together and are going into a wilderness type of situation. And that's how we know that it's going to be put back in place when Malak Dawad, King David, rises again. He's going to rise to us like the prophecy says. The Most High says he's going to raise him to us. Okay? And then once he raises him to us, the same system, the Most High said, he's going to judge us like he judged our fathers in the wilderness, where here we're seeing how he judged our fathers in the wilderness. Shariah Alapyam, Shariah Ma'awath, Shariah Chamashim, and Shariah Ishrath. So that's how he judged us. Right here it says it. And they would judge the people at all times. Washapatwa Athaim Bakal Ait. All right? They're going to judge the people at all times. Problems, situations that need resolution, that's what they're going to do. All right? So we have to really understand and let it sink in that this is an actual government and this is an actual legal system that we're seeing here. And it's based on Torah, based on the Torah. It's not based on 25 different doctrines. It's not based on different moon phases. It's based on the Torah, the Torah of Yahweh. And that was the measure, the minimum measure of a man of the Most High, of a good citizen of Israel, of a good Israelite. Do you walk in the covenant of the Most High with all of your heart, soul, and might? So Masha, he went and chose men out of all of the people of Yasha. He went and chose specific men for these jobs. That's a lot of choosing. He chose men for this job. Now, when we get in the wilderness again, we're going to have men doing the same job all over again. As it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. Not to mention the fact that the Most High says he's going to judge us and bring us into the bond of the covenant. Ezekiel 34. All right, so we have to read that and understand what it's talking about and then act accordingly. Malak Dawad, King David, is going to be our king, our leader. Again, he's going to be our leader in the wilderness. The prophecies, so many prophecies say. And we're going to be seeking him. Hosea chapter 3, verse 5. We're going to be literally seeking him as we are literally seeking the Most High. All right, literally seeking the words of literally seeking the Most High to be with him forever. All right, and to receive his love and his mercy, compassion, and forgiveness forever. All right, so now we see that these are the leaders that were set up. And they had a chain of command. Bam, 10, bam, 50, bam, 100, and bam, 1,000. So when all this stuff was done, you still couldn't solve the issue, then bam, you had to now go to the big man. You had to go to the big man. You had to go to Moses. You had to go to the big man. You had to go to Moses. And if Moses couldn't deal with it, he went to the power above him, which is Yahweh. All right, so that's really, what we can bring out of that now. And it's like I said, this same system is going to be set back up again in the wilderness again, where we're going again. Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 33 to 38. Anybody that knows me knows that I've been really harping on this for like the past, 9-10 years. I've been really harping on the fact that We are going to go in the wilderness again, and David is going to be our leader. Now I'm bringing something else to the table, letting you know that the scripture says we're going to have to be seeking for King David also. Check that out. We got to be seeking for him. And how do we do that? We'll get into that as time progresses and we get into more prophecy. So I would like to bid you good morning or good night, wherever you are. May Yahweh be with you and bless you in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. The next new moon is February the 3rd. All right, February the 3rd. Now, the next Passover Feast of Unleavened Bread is April 18th to April 19th, sunset to sunset. And the last day of Passover Feast of Unleavened Bread, which is another holy day, is going to be April 24th to April 25th, sunset to sunset. So that's it. That's all. Shema Yasharallah, Yahweh Alahayanawa, Yahweh Akkad. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh our power, Yahweh is one. Shalom Lekam.